it was a very heavy schedule for the day there as a novice monk, and the only time we could take a bath was either in the morning at around 7 something, or at the end of the day at about 10 o'clock. Those were the only 2 times that we could take a bath. And there were a lot of things that I was not used to in America. Many things. It was a kind of a culture shock. One of the things was the bath. We'd all bathe GI style in the bathroom. No rooms. Everybody had to take a shower naked. I wasn't used to that. From an Asian culture. That's very difficult to get used to it. And then the other thing was the directness of the Westerners there. They were extremely direct to the point of picking your faults every day. Like little mistakes that you make, they would point it out to you. And like in Asia, to point out somebody's fault would be a bit embarrassing, and we try to put it as politely as possible, but not with these Americans. They tell you, in a way like a prick you with a needle. And even to the extent that I got scolded once 4-letter words by an American monk, which was really difficult to swallow. One of the things I found pretty unpleasant with the American monks was that they always wanted to put you in your place. Being a novice monk, they always kind of, if you tried to do something that they thought wasn't proper or for a novice, then they'll immediately tell you off. And at the same time, many of them were younger than me. So it was, being new in ropes, it was quite difficult to take it that somebody in his 20s would tell you off and put you in place as a novice monk, reminding you that they are senior to you and all that. At the same time, I saw that they had many faults, and that's why they were very scared of the master. Whenever the master talked to them, they'd see they'd put their head down, and they would kind of could see like they were almost shivering. But when the master talked to me, because I was so at that time I was practicing so purely that I had nothing to be ashamed of. So that whenever I got any scolding, sometimes I take it, and sometimes I look at him in the face. And one thing that surprised me during all my 3 years of stay with that master was, every time I looked at him in the eyes, he turned his head away. And later I found out why, many years later. It's something to do with the occult. Later I learned that if somebody dabbles with the occult, then there's something funny about the eyes. It's not normal, so you don't. So sometimes they don't want you to see. So another thing that was difficult there was they were very strict about many things, and you're not allowed out of the monastery grounds. You're not free to go here and go there, and there's something that needed to get used to as a new monk. And also, if you talk more, especially with lay people, they'll just ask you to stop, not to talk with lay people, and so it was pretty difficult. So many other people who went there with me with the intention to become a monk and all that, they left within 1 or 2 months.